So someone said, what's your thoughts on women calling men gay when they get rejected? It's just a coping mechanism. Like, they are so in their head, they got such an ego. Like, how dare you not want me? The only way a guy could not want me is if he's not into women and he swings the other way. No, maybe you're just not his type. That's it. Everyone's got their type, everyone's got their preference and that. Now, if you don't like me, you swing that way. Cope. That's the equivalent of man them saying, a man trying to get a girl's number and that, and she says no. Well, you're dead anyway, man. Oh, you're dead. You're a dead thing anyway. Didn't want you in the first place. Cope. This tenant that I had to kick out that time, the only tenant that I had to evict, she was trying to not leave, not in that way, but she didn't want to leave. Yeah. So, if someone doesn't want to leave, it probably means they like the situation that they're in. Because I promise you, if that property was cockroach infested and there was no electric and no gas, and people were constantly trying to break into the property, I'm sure she would have got her ass out of there, innit? So she was trying to not leave, not in that way, but she was trying to not leave. So anyway, eventually when I did kick her out, I think like the day before, she was like, well, it's a shit property anyway. It's a shit property anyway. Hold on a minute. 1 minute or, 30 days ago, you didn't want to leave the property because it's probably good. You probably like it. That's why you wanted to bring your friend up there. No one's going to bring their friend to a shithole. Yeah. So 30 days ago, the property was acceptable. You liked it. And she even told me, no, I'm not leaving. Not in that way, but she's like, nah, I'm not going to leave. Like, I want to stay here long term sort of thing. But then when you get kicked out the day before, it's a shit property. It's a shit property. Bullshit. The property has not changed. Yeah. The tiles were not white and now they're black because of dirt. No, the property is the same. So the fact that you're saying that it's shit, you're just coping with the fact that you've been kicked out. Doing a reaction video. Oh shoot, let me turn on. That's it. Was doing a reaction video. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I was doing a reaction video to I don't know, people getting made homeless. And there was this woman, she bought her council property. So how it is, people get a discount after said amount of years. She bought the property, but at the time when she bought the property, she was with her ex-husband. He was her husband at the time. And yeah, he left her, and then allegedly she got cancer, and then she struggled to pay the mortgage. She struggled to pay the mortgage once the guy fucking left. You got nothing to do with fucking cancer. Yeah, because the woman recovered from cancer and then they were taking the property off of her. Yeah. So, okay, let's say you got cancer and you recovered from it. How comes you cannot now afford the mortgage? Why can't you afford the mortgage now? So it got nothing to do with fucking cancer. It's just an excuse. You couldn't afford it because the guy left your ass. Yeah. Anyway, I distinctively remember her standing in her kitchen. I can even describe her. She looked like this wall here. Okay. But she had short, dark, maybe brown, yeah, not dark red, but yeah, brown hair. And I remember her saying to obviously the person that's not interviewing her, but yeah, she's standing up in her kitchen, the camera's in her face, and she was like, I don't care about this property anyway. Barclays, you can go and have your little shit property, but that's what she said along the lines, yeah? She said, Barclays, you can have your little shit property, but I don't want the property no more. But that's quite funny because after she got evicted, about 3-4 days later, she stood outside the property, just looking at it. That don't sound like someone that thinks the property is a piece of shit. When was the last time you saw a dog take a shit on the street and come back a week later to admire the piece of shit? Dumbass. Yeah? She's just coping. Well, but I guarantee you, yeah, if Barclay said, you know what? You know, we understand that, you know, this happened to you, you can't afford it. Do you know what? We're going to give you 12 months to get back on your feet. I guarantee you, I promise you, she would have stayed in that property. The property that she went to, well, she didn't even go to a property. She went to like temporary accommodation. She basically went to a hostel. There's a grown ass woman. Yeah. She basically went to a hostel and she said the room stank. Like, yo, they had to bust open the windows and spray air freshener and leave the room for about an hour for it to air out and that. She didn't even sleep there that night. She didn't even feel comfortable. Because obviously this is a hostel. You got man on drugs and all kinds of issues and that. She had to go and stay at her friend's yard, slept on the floor. Yeah, I bet that property seemed real good, innit? Yeah, media. So don't listen to people when they say, things are shit, things are shit. They're just coping.